3, 2, 1.
All right, attention. It's time for entertainment review on Peace 104.3. Yedenyamiasi won pempenso die nyina ba bedru yetiase ahoden wo ho techemada bodwemu mojari die frusane enye ya ahoden na enye ye bibi bia ya ana ye bibi papa bia eguso ye na mena daroma Kristo ahumobronti enama yedaso tiase tino dani de nyina soria no se de asede ne ayeyi emano sampo ene ye sifom se ye kwakoye ye dwuma ye no dani de nyina eti ye fa aseda manyame se wode yen ababedrum pempenso na ahoden edaso abusuan mamu nyina akwa aba Peace 104.3 ye babedi entertainment on komo free sabri akopim no 9 na ye nua odi an kanso ne na busuafo eso ababeto aso edomo akwa akodru fie medinde Ola Kwaku Michael metinemu amamini apanyine Kusi Abuaji Dodo na Sanemrani said the darling boy yefasira Emma Dr. Father Dixon na yefasira my GM Ura Kennedy Asante say Esquire na yen fa dwumadi enhyase ba be hyase so na say de asidan so Emma yenua ba salamat kuku apenso no na nyame adarma aya ohyehye enuma nyina mai na yetimi ehu ba bi e be fa free ba bi e de be kwa akosi ne ba bi e de be pem na yehu say you betimi aserve mu ye as we are supposed to. Thank you and welcome to the show. Studio mu ha no yenua mu atenase yenua Tuesday crew na Tuesday abusiafo no bako ewo political ambition but onu anim ne fashion designer and then who know catch no so who a political ambition like who you are going to be a good politician, so you need to start dressing like one. Friend Kojo King. Honorable.
Yes sir.
Honorable King.
Yes sir.
Akwaba.
We enya honam ni moja na ya kire o.
Dabida. Honam de enyi ye moja nso de menumbi na me na kwaku nya pa honhom na senia
yes Kristo ka kire Peter.
Yeah. U betimi aje.
Oh yes.
Won wa woye no won chen.
David kra.
E na wo susuzu unim kasa.
Exactly.
O kasa wo sabi wonimu an wo feri mu wo di nyansa to ho.
What you say?
I mean it's not bad.
And you dream nipa ho.
What you say? The only thing I'm here to assess is nipa bia osu bia na kama but woman is can na money to me ho na wo su bia hinta
e ho so de nyame ne ye boafo
e ho no nyame ne wo boafo ampa ba go jo akwa yeah say bibia boko ni
yakopado
yenkoso amfa aseda ne ayeye manyame even the way am I dada na akra no ye okay yes and then you said the aka no so obeya mai say politics no na obedi ye hinu ma nyame ado obetimi aye
sa me that's it
nyame sha
we should also
is like yeah Team Means Talkative on YouTube.
Yeah.
Akwaba.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm good.
That's good.
Yeah. Sister Kia. Sister Kia, small body, big mind.
Yeah, to me, they won't catch me say me political. Just say. Make sure you see to know who.
Na hono who ni nchire
Who ni nchire. Next week me dress me who na kasa acha.
Say eba, who say eto bia wo ha na abesi uso sa kom na o se woka se wan kan Jeremiah say se me yes me nkan wa asem bi ma na won se mai se ja ehihye makoma mu enemy ndompem na mitimi nya wo
hwe ojagu olawa ko body mu
menum nsu o se meja menum specialize ya chili pa
odi adum no
na me adum no but bibia sunya me but your future is too bright. It's not really politics.
Yeah,
it's too bright.
Amen.
Yeah, you said a new seso no so our industry.
Thank you.
It's nipa nyami ichre na o ma o sha se ba ha no nyami nhra no.
Amen.
Now nkoso aman nimdie ne ani edi hu talent.
Amen.
Na ontwe omo na ye nature omo kakrakra.
Oh, and my mom was shout out there.
Please.
Nipa o de ba panditry mu ya Same Flex. Same Flex na ye hu no say o lady way. Obetimi aye na o de be mu. And for my presenting side there's this gentleman at where I used to work, One Play Africa, and I already do. I'm not showing me how to present, be talk and everything. And I could say, well, you know, so oh, till the end, yeah, bra has saying, you know, from Summer Flex and I and I could say, well, big ups to these men who have held me down in this career journey. Yeah,
it takes wise people and you know, intelligent people to be able to tap into the strengths of others and not look too much in the weakness.
Yeah.
Onimsa. They focus more on your weakness, on your inabilities, but behind that, there's a strength that we need to all tap into.
Yeah.
I'm being like a philosopher.
My woman now to free.
But before we begin, now watching your shots here, if I say yeah, free. We can now Babe Pim Sabre. Let me start with you. What have you chanced on Aosha? It is really making the waves on social. If there's any, I can't remember on social.
The Kesia the any Ejaku,
aka
Bidam.
That's right.
The no or do a door so dear, but Nidiano near there a dimu ana a sign somewhere ed and me pet. And someone Ede. I can't. A list of normal nearby good. The home common. It's a non adien, and adien being a man for can was him. Say Jamu mo nim to eat. Is it to eat? And no, so my who, Bena boy, so shoes to be our bob. And also a man for a the home common. Any idea.
Yeah, Whitney say, we are doing a prophetic afternoon. Whitney, don't let the spirit direct me. My name must spirit and direct me, man. So because I direct me, I'm sure the spirit in can be an awesome. I can't hold it back. Yeah. So a Jaco fear where what done a and a Bena Boys who are affiliate about 80,000 capacity stadium.
Yes, and
I must say one in the first African to have set that record. Good.
And Archbishop
no Gokpo. Again, also a day na man for worker.
I think so media Stonebwoy comment I'll pass it about Afrobeats and the fact that, as you may say, in Nigeria for free man, does Ghana have what it takes to actually represent the continent on the world map? I think that's our conversation. It was one of the bravest conversation any Ghanaian artist will have, and it caught my attention. My content I uploaded and the crap I spoke about it. Also, I think another story, Achimeni Kakra. I think Burna Boy there, because it was quite exciting to see. And what else? Basically. But Stonebwoy in common or this uncommon way. I don't want to need this uncommon. I think it was a gentleman on either TV or Metro, one of the two. And we say about the fact I said also so he's a nice talent, but when it comes to the world representation of the African artists, that we don't see most of the Ghanaians, we see Nigerians and mobile halftime shows in the NBA or more boy Champions League and those kind of things. So what happens to talent like Omono Mono? And as Stonebwoy catcher in the point blank saying, so our conversation ended the password there, but because even though it's hard to hear, assuming Nigerians were not on the continent or Nigerians were not actively doing Afrobeat, does Ghana have what it takes to put itself in that position? And it's like, I think he was so brave. Like, in common with Ghana for ready. But then Stonebwoy can't straight up people and no. It was such a beautiful thing he did, and I agree with him. We don't have what it takes to represent or make even one genre stand as the Nigerians have made Afrobeat. And yes, we may have the talent, we might be good, we love our artists and all, but the system and the structures that protects and propels a certain genre and also a certain sound to the rest of the world, Ghanaians, we are not ready for it. We don't have it. And that is the truth. Ebi a hip life era nanka yenya agenda bi na yenya structures we protecting na nanka betimi aye, but to say yenya identity, how do we put something out there? Or how do we even propel a national or an international conversation for something we don't even have yet? It is our conversation with the
you can see any identity. Is it musical identity? People have been saying.
Yes, we don't have an identity as a nation musically. So
and I make someone say high life. And then your identity.
When was the last time you heard any of our top 3 or even our top 4 saying they are high life artists? But you see, that's the thing, and that's the confusion. Whenever Ghanaian artists are not bold to say that they are high life artists, it doesn't confuse the genre, it confuses the identity on the international market. Exactly.
They do rap, so
exactly. American, we don't have an identity yet as a nation. All our top Ghanaians, they are, whatever we say we have, no, they are not even pushing that they have it. So how then do we go and say that we are using our largest export in music to propel a certain music identity? We can't use it. And I'm a boy because your biggest exports now be a say, oh, if I say Burna Boy, Whiskey, Davido, what are they? Afrobeat artists, and they are some of the biggest in their country, raising the flags. If we want to pick 3 of our biggest here, which flag are they pushing out there?
Oh, they are pushing enjoyment.
They are pushing enjoyment. Exactly.
Obi Afrobeat. And so, you know, that I agree with this whole conversation. Obi Afrobeat more, but yes, we're a reggae dancer artist.
Exactly.
Why Obi Bear?
Please don't do that. Obi is also more of hip hop, but I say also Afrobeat. Obi reggae dancer. So near mano, yes, in Nyumba could be near high life, Tiaman high life song of the year. I think the whole system is confused on it.
So the identity problem is where the issue is. But I mean, for a genre to go to that kind of level, there are systems and structures that industry must be intentional about it. And I think when it comes to Afrobeat, that is what they've done. So truthfully, a conversation that Ghanaians are not ready to have, but it is one of the hardest truth that we needed to hear as a nation. And I think Stonebwoy has given that to us.
Yeah, I think we cannot exhaust the conversation around your musical identity. But there's always going to be an angle to it. And it's only the bold that can come forth and says, hey, this is what we need to do. Especially when Samini is saying we need a SWOT analysis of the industry.
At this era.
At this era.
At this time.
At this time.
By this time.
Brother Sami photo. Brother Sami editor. Sami TP clan.
Yes, sir.
Sami Rasta.
Thank you.
Se bibi abokode
nyame
de nyame aseso do abedi afi ye moma ye fa enkomodie no and sheshe so ye Sami yen sha sin free Jaco because ye Jaco I know say you know great deal about him already, probably more than you will be this say weekend na or ye ne house ni fie na so ye outdoor man fie and or Sunday a dinner birthday. But you and I know say Ejeko is not on that type or dino match. Anamebwa.
Yeah.
On that type or or show off. I don't know if I'm making a mistake. Maybe I'm in my dream, sir.
Oh, it's true.
On show off.
On you be or yes, her name.
Yeah. It's the Kayama for episode mu etias so why this time? And I did toss me wait. If when did he start building this house? Oh, I mean, because he has been in the prime that what rainy at a certain time, and we didn't see this house. After a normal call from now, we are seeing this. First, who were you surprised?
Me not surprised because me the design for a long time. I think say Ola. Me no be adwen say Ejeko nyo bia o show off ni niema o fi say o start year star kese ne won niema e wo mani mu no, but the story behind Efie na wesi no I think is very inspirational. Intina ebema wetimi ada Efie na di no say Ola what was to asase around 2008
2007
or so. Yeah, na was started ese wusi dan da wakoma so at that time. Na ebedru a point in time na fe no even the conversation crowd say unya baby na and all those kind of things untimi see and all the struggles are later on afei obeko mu a na adwuma no kra onye binye ni nyina ka ho bi ene so we see a brand san watimi finally watimi atin inside free efie ne ho no I think say ni nyina e ka ho bi na opese oda afie na didi ye friends say futu ma the young ones and say nye bibia na obetimi anya ne prekope. You know, some of us near criticize Ejekupa, especially when now what top pano, because now baby or bebe kumasi be another hotel. Baby for years already any so I remember say most of the time na yeah kind of want some say there be other is no focus and the intina unti
ni sika ye den sika no de den na uni baby take oba kumasi bia hotel aden eja odi ni sika wona num SMP
it's say na onim de da na kuma so a opese osi. And I've seen a couple of interesting comments be say dining design yeah twamuni honiema but you see obia ne de ope
bia ne
ena side timer oye na dwen say obi si dan we say no senko si ni otimi si ni that time no na design ye design efe enya afi a sebi dan no we si adu certain level bi na afi obesa akudwura gu say wanya different plan bia na say ne obi say modern tinunka onye dan no kai say osesa design no na designing a whole lot of things they tell say eje kwati mesi ni dan awi ne said you see here no kakra you say some of the artists are young ones ni bia be sisi omu dan nyina eja no but kakra na watimi esi awi wa bon ho modern wenya baby a na kuma pe opese order ola sa land ya aja ko si ayi wo su nyina e ma yetu o hini bi nyina free na konya so
people don't know
enye iso aja ko kota asase ni nyina no ni asa aton ama obi foforo enye otufo na ebe mu a ema ejetimi ensaka na sase a na a whole lot of issues around this inti no me de me bona baso
Sammy bebre na name I mean, some of the things that have gone on with this building. 2007.
What film?
16 years.
No immediacy a dynamic.
I was saying, say the time that I knew Nami Nimejano, the very first time I used to communicate with him before Kra or Ba Kumasi, even before we had what we call Kumaud. I mean, at that time near Shishe, we were looking out for options. It's not Santo na Miracle Motimie, you know, the concert party are converting into the screens. And some of us realized that look, it's Santo. Then gradually Judas came in. It was becoming all about Ominu, pushing the film industry from the local side. It's, you know, why don't we get another option? Other people thought around it, and at the end of the day, say, oh, Ejaku nso Ejaku no. Then we need to look out for more options. I remember one day, Nam Nimiraku didn't come and say, there's this guy with APC advert.
It's beautiful.
I think say you're converting you didn't buy screens or buy audio. He doesn't know. Yeah. But me TAPC advertisers, this guy is a very good voice actor, but I'm sure you're converting a bay. You know, brofu. I was here, but later when the episode or that one, maybe later I realized it was starting you to Mr. Beautiful.
Say miracle over this years no. Aye adia na Abdusalam enso ye bi wo
the English side no and not happy
yes
new talents
and well no na na du baby ani aka say ye producers na ya masabi movie na ko from because na a din miracle films no say ye do to miracle poster so a ola and easy. You know, me across me a typical example. The first time Miracle did me to the poster, so that was around 2004, 2003, 2004. Ola, it wasn't easy. You see, Miracle Dino Nesson. Na Venus
esa ebo ote Miracle now ote Venus Abdusalam Miracle then afi Nyankunton ba BPM na Nyankunton so agi race no obetimi akọ kwa betimi atwasini be ya manfo abodi mo but back to
eja bomode mimi de eye me dema no eye me ni agi amano say at a point in time na enkofo fi say dan no kra kanwram because and said they're not planning city na a better a draft first and say a Jacofie no people didn't even believe because now I is a hotel
maybe Mokasi hotel
so a Jacko hotel no ni si a Jacko hotel nti watimi awie dia said they make no inspiration say nya bibia anya obia no start bibia obetimi ayakwa, but if you have that determination, so person there that wakoma so it doesn't matter the number of years. 16 years was the saying, you know, still
16 years. Sorry.
When ya baby or didn't Tibetwan and Niaja or the chairman said,
and finally with you know may share on a bento conversation. It's a bento the Jajaba. On no was about 1 hour interview. Was a joke on time interview on pet. Come maybe me command a headache. I will hate her for me through on a jazzy radio pie interview. Uncle Beer Banning on a bento interview, you know. Meeting he was trying to explain say and yes a beer a nefel and asa who tebi and opeso uyini dindi, but it's just to motivate the younger ones to say ye mfiti prakope employer sin.
Okay, like, so why interviews are?
Oh yeah, I've watched all of them. What it's about 1 hour. I say was shared that like it was not idea or planning so obey, but a Nigeria so emuno day eti who share videos now who too many of the big stars will come and say because it was more like an impromptu thing. No some called any birthday party you feel. And now on any wife season you know. Yemma we nyem crashes and my young ones no. Na omu say yem fan people home mobra. 16 years I need to celebrate it. Etinama or man crofo by eba behwe ade anyame aye and also to encourage obi ase wo sha ase na onwi a kakrakra obewi. So enye se bia na hote bia na odi you be hu ahi or something, but this is the motive or say or the yes and he said he reminded or more Mubehe interview, you know, about what and how much ridicule Komu.
Oh yeah.
No one need baby tea.
Yeah, me na me kasa me can be. Me can be. Boss FM ni ejira ne konso
a. Na mo jira ne konso ke kamo adwene. Na mo nim se wo nim de oye.
Oh yeah. It's many ajama no. Me de me hu pictures no, hu some of the videos now around no. Na many ajipa.
Kwado mami ntwomram eja nkomo yi na ye di nkomo yi unim Vivian acho Sammy so kind
yeah my first ever movie I me directed in 2005 University of Ghana campus
no count
yes ono na ye oye face that time pa
and obey Actors Guild Vice President.
Yes, Vivian Acho. Oh man.
Also 3rd June and Odin his 60th birthday.
Wow.
3rd June. Yeah, I'll say Saturday 3rd June and Odin his 60th birthday.
Wow. Yeah, man it's chinkwa.
It you know or catch a wa hanyina say what this 60 o tom. No one this will be a cry friend I wishing happy birthday.
Well, I want to contact.
No, send him message.
Oh, any of me, so I can contact. Yeah.
Beautiful actress.
Yeah.
You're telling Kanache.
And you say, oh, US.
Oh, okay. Any here.
Only a chiwa.
Oh, okay.
Oh, US no TS Abri. So like, oh, BB I catch I can tell.
Oh, Yamishra no. Say you mu be any ye share omo pa.
Jai Sadino.
O say
I'm Jai Sadino.
Adai.
Hey, 60. Oh, Sammy, who casted a year bang. Oh, first
2005.
Now could you say? Okay,
now Sammy Cassina, Sammy was a very young man.
It's you better chase who a quite.
That time we are okay.
Now pre-carbon monitor.
I fell in love in secondary school. Because I heard now. I am no clear. Tina, you're trying to pie and you have fair now only my Juman so. It's Yamisha no say what me and 60 years. And yes, I'm Ketwa. And I hope Sebabi will be ano. And Hodin will ho and Jumadi bi odi bia so e koso wano Yamisha no baby will be.
And she's looking very young.
Of course.
All right, Eja Kunkomo.
Eja Kunkomo say na mdi kan na yenkomo bia me say e me de pa fi say Eja ko ayo bia me hu ni say wadi dwuma esombu ye wo ye industry mu e ba no movies ye bebo directors nso abaso say na odi kan she nkomo ke kan krofobia enam so ma mo so be wura mu the way omutime pick no me started for concert party and all of a sudden we know a wura cinema e so owura mu na no obeye a hit wo ho and edume bia na Ghana sini dwumai Nigeria movies kwa to ani hwe ha TV so Nigeria movies kwa na ye pekwan ye betumi di aden atimi break it sadie no and ajako ye nipa bia meka say producers namne so e de boa me ye fight sadie no me do baby na me hu Nigeria movie kra na every time and till date kra na sadie ne gusu ye de ewo mu say oma me choice options pa na say ye Kumad movie and local Ghanaian movie ne Nigeria movie. I'll go for the Ghanaian movie because of that time now ye this 3 movies no e be real mu no etimi boa ye pa ma etimi fati wom eti na adwuma wa ye no ye adwuma esombo a ene yi se e ba bontin se watimi aya japade bi sa enhye enye enipa wanwa ne mumu no ewo a lot of lessons ewo saade na esi ene ewo ajako abrabom no ye adwuma bi sika wom pa sika ewom pa.
Oh yeah, sure.
Oh say yes. Oh of course sika
wo adwuma
sika wom fi say of course say ye fan say movies adwuma yi kosra obi oba bia say oje let fan say wages and I say be a daily mpo oba be adwuma be 1 or 2 hours ha ye betu aneka eno compare sika obagina menye sure say ye wo other work bi e wo Ghana ha sa hours betimi agise ska no. I stand to be corrected but say yade e tokoso even say na Jako was set we so waje bi at 10,000 wa call the next set waje 10,000 within some hours. The one day so travel 5 movies on Nambia be 50,000 and I want to believe say in 24 hours if there is a work here in Ghana obetimi anya 50,000. So on that level na me dey can 50,000 in 24 hours.
Ghana.
I stand to be corrected, but
acting
Ghana. No me o say
acting side and nyom side.
Baby say na me ka say ye dwuma sika o say ye all around. Me kind of art no. Me kind of the art together because my breaking it down say be or 5 sets in a day. No to me calling na na be 10,000 you say 50,000. It just say
but the truth is on to me call 5 sets in a day.
On to me call. Okay.
On to me.
Obeti me akọ saying. Say oh yeah.
Obeti me
be 2 na na you all ma.
Obeti me akọ 2
because oba me ho na akọ samewa That's also the same day. Open so ye me no adwuma.
Time no. Be time fighter.
Okay. And why here be didi ma kwa anadwo.
I don't say hanom na. You waste it.
China no ntimi.
O say ha you waste time.
Yeah, but
hanom.
Best cinema time consuming. O prepare adwuma na and see.
But me did say
etina Hollywood for no be the bear one be try one scene. One out of the 120 scenes be try one.
Good. And to say 2 mpa and say 20,000. To say I did tie koso de bia o to me se nipa no betimi abobra. Eti but I had no say ba ne say bia obitimi e wo art mu no nya ajafade bia na afi ye sanso kra san hwehwem ya sanso ebi mu doubt say we die enye ono ani sika wakoye bibia enye bi na onam saa kwan no so ye den edi enya me ho anso adwuma ne adwuma a adwuma sika ye den ewo mu a enye niema bi na ebia ntutu yie wo ye side hanom na aka si etimi edi mu pa na mom no wa kire say interview ni bia me hwe no kan say otimi save yie pa obo ne ho modern timi esie sika obetimi aba industry mu within the first 3 years no obetimi anya sika emu odu etimi ato is legondan na to talk cars akese aye bibia obi nso ha ne de no emma wano sa eyen kakra and the difference is so we will be also was abotre na obetimi asia obetimi aye bibi ebi out there na ba 10,000 20,000 5,000 6,000 obi nso ha ne de beba 100,000 no anya endorsement deals no anya within a short time to oya de contentum ba we fi say wo de ba 10 20 no nyeska but e bia na wuni the art of saving unti na unti nya de enge into my who say yesa na ye nam sa kwan sunsu betumi aye de abobra e bia wo de na nyisika bebre na ba de but ubo tirim po say me de botai bia simani so metumi aye fi say ebi mu abanachi a omo de aye ntem omo sisi omo dan a omo bo omo bra kama but e bia na eja de no ama ne sabat sa discipline no one na ene ama after 16 years sebi wanya 54 years right and 54 years and then wetumi anya ba bi pa ne kra betumi adama ne ho aye de adwono wa ma meye a charity case sene ya yehu ni bi mu se ye creative ni bi no mo kɔ omu nyini mu a na akoye bibia wo ba bi wo mbeda ne omu bedie any ade any ho Ajako is still shooting or ye ne skit ewo YouTube ni ade a egusu eye de ekosoma no and eto hye nkran say ubamu a onya abotra ebe ye nyanim say Ghana hanom no yama enkoye for the creatives but esanso kire say so onya abotre na nea oye bia no oye ne nkakra na mu ani da honom a ubetimi anya bibia eden afrimu na eno nti memfa kwati kwan bi enkoye se okofa kwati kwan bi afa so akonya sika sebe yemfa kwan papa sunya na wo ho nso anya den ankoka adwam oje na ebo no nyum se anunyam a eni abakwasem no eya na eni nyina so en Ajako edie a oye se ne amanfo bo na ba so fa kakra bi na sebe omo de sebe omo adwene nkoye nti omo kankanse hu de bechon.
No, but you can't expect everybody to.
Yes, omo kanse hu say unimu bibi uni hwe kan ye din ano no ye buasu say ano no nye say ye namani ya bie Nyankopon bo ne say yetimi katom eni yetimi bie etimre bia uni hwe kan no embie na wakatom watimase yes say sebe okwasea so nkasa ya yebuni nyansani eti se oni hwe kan no ayedin eti omo ne de menim ne enti abaka se 2007 plan no de beto to 2023 plan sebe na wankasa no enkoyi sa eti yebebo Ajako abaso wa hye enkran and wati yes nifo nanim me hu miracle na mani ajepa no dan nti omo twa cake no na mani age se ohun a ofa awo munyina matimi ayadwuma menne watimi aya de fefe say na Nyankopon ahira no pa fi se enyo enkofo bebre timi start so mu si nan but omo nyankwa ntrase ɛna ɔmatumi asi awie ampo na ɔmatumi ade obi wɔ hɔ a ɔbrɛbrɛbrɛbrɛ osiwie na ɔkɔ na ɔmo amrɛ aba abedi but 16 years no nyame abɔ ne ho ban ɛmo atumi atena sɛ man kakra ɛno nti na ɔpɛ sɛ wiase nyinaa sɛ ade fɛfa a nyankopɔn ayɛ nie enti wo nso hwɛ bi na ɛnhyɛ wo ho nkran nyankopɔn nhyira agya ko na ɔma no ɛnkwadaa na ɔntumi ɛndi ne brɛ mu dɛ
amen amen Mr. Kia
na
team is talkative
your friend is a kojoki akere then I met me akere well
wakasa he's beginning his journey of political yeah
akoti oje ni ade now who am I but well, first of all, I think congratulations and a belated birthday are in order for Ejako because one thing I am minichi about some videos, ni pictures, I mean, who you say for the first time, he has become the exception to the trend of conversation. You whom I a veteran after a while, no. Because what we say movie industry no after a while but pena and pasa but this time no I say now okay then it means that and your na sabe omo jani na ekoyesa which means that there is a certain motivation for a certain young person now who feels so be committing a life to the movie industry. So that part I was very excited about. Also the energy, social media, editor, the media itself, editor conversation means that it's not only negative news when it's positive and inspirational, ye pushy pa. Sabe, miss me bube, your food, your pani, your piano. Say Diana or four, no, ye piano papa because it's in your face. It's a conversation now you can't avoid. And clearly, positivity also ye pushy as an industry and on social media. And I want to big him up for achievements all the time so many years I build it and yet is say obewa enisade hunu now this so many years I build it without listening to people like Sammy Rasta on multi radio sukika kan ho sem and not deviating from the focus and focus and consistency is one of the biggest problems for people but he's been able to focus and be consistent for all these years why dear pam but I don't fault anybody that is surprised about whatever has happened to him or whatever he has done. I don't fault them. Obi can't accept Ejako na say na because at this point Ejako is not at the peak of his career like he was then times now I said now we calculation and now G20 it's not like that anymore. Maybe he's doing other things keeping active. Also, even in the movie or the creative world, it is not always sika basa. There are times and season. And kaka artists they want mubo shows near the other no. Undu sa show season nima. Usika enti unya kakra. How you can even sustain yourself without money to keep yourself and even get some to build or contribute to your building or difficult. Also, there's been times where creatives fall now but out to speak on how hard it is and how money doesn't come in that movie industry near the identity for him to be able to do this consistently for about 15 years or 17 years and then achieve it. Yes, people have the right to ask or people have their mindset. It's not far off because most of them bar and as a so how he's been able to do it, but I don't want them to ask like in a negative way. They should ask him how he did it. Style Berna Otimi consistent and Style Berna, even though he's not at the peak of his career, waiting me achieve building a goal. How did he do it? Let's learn from it. Let's take the positivity. Maya Trianun Kosihu and cut the negative things and say in Shira because in Shira Okasenu to me attracted that or Brabo Muntino. We the young people should learn from it and ask him the question how he did it rather than trying to make it look like he doesn't deserve it or he did something shady. Also,
this something shady. Will be your bedroom, say, be an essay, or Jimmy Yare Kakra. Because 16 solid years, man. Again, if you do see a different film, if you do see an Obi something shady, but taking if you do see an one for quite bad. You only shady and
but finally, no.
Yes, dear.
I think said the American say
Actually, you know, who drink your back no. I think say most of the time, let's ignore most of the noise around what we do.
Yeah.
So why ignore our own? You want to respond to everything, and at the end of the day, you have responded to nothing. No, why should you be chasing people's comments and commentary about what you do? It becomes like a mawiye sa tintimro. Baby, I'm from Anbebo Fabia and a hona woko. It's ya what do you fear? Obi nim brawa bransa na wusi fie no it will be to one audience and ya na wo sha se enti adwuma bebriba wa ye fie a wotimi si ye ni no de na no asiu so ba wo nim de wa fam ansa na wasi sa fie. And if you want to respond to these people, why you excite a lot of emotions in you and say things that you really did not intend to say.
Ola afena asa be kanom
radio
so ka say edio
mama na ba
kasa na adena tiko ye all the time
I say ECG kanian itimi tiko anytime na asa anytime
dangerous so
kafra kakra
what we talk about the structure of the building no omo hwe omo awofo mu omo awofo a omo eja ko level, what were they able to build structure be no mo twa picture no mo fa just pose eja ko there. That is all I wanted to say. I think that we're going to free with you.
Okay.
We are according to Kojoku. We need to see you more.
Yeah, and follow no. And kind of
correct actually.
But Nick Cano, and Nick Cano, and Nick Faso Cano, and Maniyati.
Yeah, always go say that mic in the mail. Complete.
My mic in the mail.
Or say, choose the answer that best complete.
And I said finish this sentence.
Ni na suit but bako suit more. Etin am the man say
I'm fan mo mu show.
Why for na me so gas ni. Omo die way.
You guys.
Ola.
Sorry.
Ola.
But e komo we no ade betimi atwetwetwe nsem about. Because on the other hand, Echo Smith, that was so we in Echo Smith. I say, a Juma ye senior Juma, 80 men will be a man in Sidan East Legon. I don't know why East Legon though, but a Koma or Chichino, Nanoa Sema or more a reporting. I say, I think building a house in East Legon will be difficult. It's very dicey because actors and actresses, for instance, get favors. Somebody can give me something because of my particular role in a movie. With gifts from people, it can support you to build, but I think it will take a very long time without it. How much are you paid? Example, 10K, 20K, 30K, or what? Asama will be sanono. Now we know all canon or sounded to us. Nigerians are doing business and we are doing the show. That is why we don't progress. That is the truth. The money we get can only display our show, not the business. If you realize, many actors of my time are branching into their private businesses. Some are operating restaurants, among others. Who is investing in the show business? Who? How many of us? I don't know. Across me to Nekasei. Na nisa more kenning na apart from the Meridi, I say Opacha say adwuma ne sika nim enye favors a wobenya adwuma sini adwuma ne sika nim a wobetimi de sit down wo prime areas bi ti say East Legon me tie na se na me dwen wan say eje cool down e wo he enye ohim kwa so adwuna se kwa se ho utimi fa na nim wa na akwa PIPT na connect ko asu ye boa o start fufuro na ho ni nyina enwura in so to untimi vasa kwano so because eya teche enye zezu ne go ateche bechi o ka gina o se message na ade echi abefa o ka is not a prime area.
Oh yeah,
a cosmet is it right?
Ola
adwuma ne dedi kan sika ni mampa
sika ewum, but as the players no na activity omuhu enhu the value of filmmaking. I always say this because some people are actual picture natural and say movie no with a little investment no ubetimenya kakra waso and so they are show until o check it a whole budget for a film production a chair will say yeah ankasa ni yenhu yen share them who the value of your industry no and no bema waka say Ghana for ye show no and ye nuanum alata for now are doing the business. There's money in our industry. Industry players no and say activity no the value of the industry. Say yeah sadia if a young guy like Peter Sedufia who has been in the industry for 6-7 years you cry shoot a production around the budget of $100,000 this time it tells you say I don't know
$100,000 is it something he reported and I'm wondering Mudiabu Amano.
Oh, I'm an industry player, so
I understand. But idea no.
Because if somebody can construct a whole village to shoot a Charlie, you know what it takes. I don't know. That. You know, you are a filmmaker, Timamenka. It's what I'm trying to say. And say, no, if Obi Tesa et me am a production like that, not before a Jacomu Jinasono. Oko boss says Canadian class a film production. Obi say, how they Canadian Kwana de be. You see, Sikawe industry no. But said a core cano. What I know they say getting the celebrity status no, it is not only the film Sikano Kwana say no na beating most of our your stars no. What be your fame no? The Sika wunya wo your friend say the industry and as a film no mona kasane share danye Sika esumbia. But what are you using your brand to also do? And no, ni nyina aka ho bi. Nti so obi timi eye movie na obenyinya endorsement deals ne ho ne maka ho adis kani bia. Ni nyina as part of the industry because se wa ma me that kind of a brand na eye actor or actress na. Nka all those things into me ma. I think say it's time say ye be hwehwe mu ne ye hu say ye industry na ekuta no a multi-million industry. Enye bodwa biya se de ebinum adwen ye omuno like 50,000 near cover 50,000 Ghana cedis say would you shoot movie meanwhile an actor bi wo Ghana hanum cry ne pay a oje when we call out there to shoot cry nyina nim cry na bro sa sika no but na no ana na edi twasi ni wa enti no how will you say movie no Sikawum. Who check the budget that you even use to shoot one movie crowd there. Then it will even tell you say as is Sikabia nim. But Sikawum. Yeah, a woman is here to the business nasi ye. Na ye go in for the gold in the business. And yes, for Becca said yeah brother can or Becca and Odi council. Odi can because or you be a veteran. Movie industry no ma onim se kwan e fa so a ye produce me ye sure class e come so producing movie da nti wonu so onim
I produced on several times. I remember a time 5-pack for any issue say well fronting Nigerians be production here the idea yes yes suspending. Did we even do that? Say yes here banning or whatever for a year. Okay.
No yeah.
No, Mika in the case of a call. I think yeah, BBC. Yeah, by that time I was not in office. Yeah, by that time I'm free office. Yeah, I made the anime lenient kakra.
Me yeah, some cry mu ye me bio.
Yeah, you be on. Yeah, baneo.
Be che me.
Yeah, baneo. And now we a lot of food.
Yeah, be che me.
Say na mu say market.
Last time they be farmer. Yeah, be che me. Esizi me equipment nyina. Say me Nigerian producer na ye adwuma. But you see one of those things. Well before say me de man no be si no. Mama take this opportunity say what can Viviana trust ma. Na me say a very big thank you to her. Ola me start say me person me ye film now. na miniska. And she's one of the people encouraging me say I should go in for what I want to do. Many Vivian actually issue 2 movie 2005. Wanji Miska. She was a big star then. Now called Ghana, Nigeria, and shoot. And this woman encouraged me and supported me. Say, "Minye adie no na meet me aye." And of course, I was able to do it. Until so within his 60th birthday, dear, me taking this opportunity to tell her a very big thank you. Say, why one of the people that encouraged me to be that movie director that I have always wanted to be. God bless her so much. I appreciate her a lot.
And I would birthday one.
Ola, I've lost her contact. To be very honest.
And we are Beji.
Let me.
Also on Pekasa. On Pekasa.
Yeah, I've lost her contact.
We are Beji. Okay, so Kojo. Una na wo ma ye sika ye timiji no sinim na konso pese o che say brai ejuma sika ni mo. Sika wo ma monfa ncheme if this comparison is wrong. My apologies. Sika wo man wouldn't have taken King Kong 16 years to build such a beautiful, edifice.
But say you King Kong. You will be munso mba King Kong achia. You will commandos bin so amunso. Commandos bin so amunde be less yes. Aye baby. Enti nka hono so be balance. Ana I know the okay still sikawum the fact say baby I saw me yet say ye hanom no systems no enye adwuma near many way support ye me etimi nye sika free ye adwuma na ye no but on the whole no adwuma no ye sika adwuma and e bia me manu mfie bia atwam a menyi ni se nkobeka asem we se ne oka no ya maybe atwam ana utwes nipa na de bia na ye very active no me sure say bia nka odi nkomo we anka on presenting say but enei nei die at say near movie industry na ye no die oka odi kan say bia ne we sini twa nipa na sebe unsi wo dan a ana say wunya waduma bia ye bia say bia gusu utwes ni na ne current space mu a untimi ntodan unsi dan o islego. And I will say, why is legal? Then you say,
why is legal?
I knew politicians, how many is legal? You footballers, how many is legal? You lawyers.
Why is legal? Why? Why not Kojote? Why not Dansuman? Why not Kaswa?
Why not a black woman?
Why not Kaswa Kwele?
La Basilica. Your boy is like I said, baby jet, Oniskana.
Onipa was it $3 million mansion.
Escafona Casa Cromo per countryside.
What you say?
On per countryside.
What you say? Peace.
A piece.
A piece.
Pets go kaka.
Na de bia the way they go we the Debbie.
And baby a new one who Debbie or Shannon.
Debbie so can as one can you say so can as one can you say for no per countryside.
Oh per for per countryside.
Aska for way is legal no mo nyeska for. Onze we am ya no aska for per countryside.
Oh yeah.
Aska for in the go.
Tell me what you must have for multi countryside.
Now mo am tease legal no.
Aska for so tease legal.
Aska for baby.
A statement. Aska for per countryside. Aska for be muso per is legal. Aha, etino mo am first legal nye standard no. Obi betimi akwabri akoba bia akosi dan a ne ho beto no. Aha, about this legal mba mu dia na ese hope na akoye se uti dan na bia watimi abobra. Ye nim said movie in the current state no e wo fam. Na ebom no ye wo ti se footballers Messi money ade omu nyina bobo omu nye ska obo no ba omu sanya other sources. It is say bia otimi ye japade bia obetimi aka so obobo a ontimi nya sense no e say bia onya endorsement ni nyina aka ho na ma na ye mua ba aka say direct bia sika ye pull direct from adwuma awe ye no mu na ABM mate bi a radio adwuma ebi mo hono ma sika original bosome ne de enkoi but ehon entafre ne ehon tafre no but say go am see radio ni so a anka fa enti ye frɛ wo say oye ajako oye actor enuti na ba bia owura bia no enti eka ho adwuma bia mu a ye fan say ye art ene yi mu de ni nyina kan especially the amount be famous no attracting niema bebre but at the end of the day samba besi ehonum na nemom no o adwuma yu mu ache e na oti adwuma na se eti se oka bibia definitely onim ha obetimi a defend no o say do ba bi na odi radio so nkoma anya nsem nyina na ye bebusa based on even question kra na presenter no bebusa no ehum aye na odi ba say wo chene tena ha one on one na wo busa obetimi a cheche mu ache o de nti a oka sa asam no because you wait me the atoton and they say oh yeah actor and actress now friend we were a yes ni adwuma mu a in a month movies do saying na obetwa and I be at the whole year na movies do saying na obetwa and sika saying and na obetimi anya free mu and it says na to so in the next 5 years we can compute sika do obetimi anya free e yes ni mu nko a.
Do you realize it's easier said than done?
Saying
it's easier to do the computational.
Oh,
it's easier to sit back and make some sweet analysis of how much people will make now. Oh, nipa benya say, oh, the fan say, so we could set to crown. I would just say, and already set now or call or calling now. If you were betting me at the Bible, so me and San, no, yeah, be most of the times. I mean, baby, now who's sinina? Or Moka say. They are seasons.
Yeah, but I won't say what they have standard enable. Elsewhere, you know, be an net wet.
Yeah, honey, the womb.
It's now what they have standard. No,
that's a hand common yedi.
Within a month. First, no one because
why do you like putting me on the spot?
You are a leadership person.
Of course.
First, no. Ejako ba. Omrani yashishe da ho no mo bi a otu kwan. Within 2 months no. Ofri miracle set so okọ your friend say Pa Thomas okọ Crystal Movies. Ofri ha okọ Jackson set so okọ say enti ya mo bi a 2 days and 3 days for shooting. Na obetima calculate.
Na ote ni full of sika frame.
Ejako ba mama chow. Den kan feel. Den kan feel tie. O de tie me ka cha no, den kan ni feel no a oje no. Na dua ni sika ye separate. Ba ni sika ba bi obeda ene ye fa ni fuel. Ni nyina na otua nka na ayi ho. We know it. See what's happening like that.
Okay. Engoma yedi. Obroni weka say your network. It is say oji usika 10,000 o de o timu nyina na eka 2,000 eno no net e de be calculation it is 2,000 o de 5 times in a month you betimi o say as message 10,000 a year no multiplier say no betimi ai de ebenya ba ha no na 7 niam bia de acheche eno ni na so kan na ma investors in suntimi ma adwuma mu because ye kasi ye value the overall worth of the industry na unya hwe. How much that the movie industry even worth? No one is saying. Bias well, quite back to me a cabo most producer we in the net ni, actor we net ni, actress we net ni, o couple months me oh this industry is worth so. By hand money ni be. It is
but Nigeria crowd will be I think the last time we had a discussion about Nigerian industry, I think I mentioned it. Something $6 billion for Nollywood pay.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they are targeting the second spot after US. Which is
in terms of because
first quantity.
Yeah.
Say
they are second in terms of quantity.
But say no. In
terms of what?
Income. income.
Okay.
Because revenue. No, after US is China.
Yeah.
Nigeria is aiming at the second spot.
In China.
They can.
I know.
They can.
Yeah, they can.
Make someone can too.
They
can.
What China has got the numbers. Don't forget. And they've got the money too.
And they've the access to fish out the money in filmmaking.
All right.
It is a the impony here 2 cities near to me who say Ghana area where 2 cities are. Send ye a but any to me yes will be say young send a Sammy boys will be a trouble movie $100,000. $100,000 so a good money. But
Mobayani akuchisi abranti you
any information you need Nigeria
stakeholder. Yes, what just need $100,000 if our tax brown.
What's what you
say actors and you got $100,000 and now mommy say no. And I was they
paid them very well.
Yeah,
anyway, president
make sure interview on it Ora Kofi Adjolo or Kase Utriani aloe vera also Utrian good money airborne abaso. So with the better monsa
Miss Quanos men piano.
The bad books power. What mean papa. Eti ye the better monsa. Some of my who nebo. Ye Ghana movie industry nebo. Saminiola. Muma ye who nebo. Sanya baya. Ye kobo be say kobo. Ye be who's got to do ye beji. Nigeria for the mama nebo. Sa muma ye who mo overall yes overall ni say the beya say obi invest
mamu ya na dia ye mamu
e dey say na mo tax ye ho I don't know
ye betete wa me amintie wa ye mamu na mo de ye dey ye no mu na ye.
There are a lot of factors betimi contributed to the position Mr. Eko have about the movie industry and how you be able to build in a prime location like East Legon. First of all, industry a developing industry, and the well-established industries now we don't have a certain system that is aimed towards a well-established one. As I say, each man for himself, God for us, or be a to me. Na say a farmer na not just a farmer now go so but outside there is a certain development over time. So many years of development structures it may sustaining an artist or an actors for so many years are media building a life. Let me give you a typical example. Arnold Schwarzenegger is now while reigning movie industry now reigning in governance as I saw about movie industry. Can you imagine? Because there is a certain structure or there's years or decades of system that allows them to sustain a talent for a very long time, feed their family, receive residual pay for the work done. I bet feed you more money or more than account. So it's not the same here. You get it? Yeah, developing. Ain't in fact, at the peak of your career, no, the another talent every butu through how am I relegated until how do you save enough, do enough? Your friend is saying shows or movies to even sustain your career and even build your friend is a house at a prime location like East Legon. We are a certain conversation of a non-developed or a developing industry and then the challenges as against other ones or may developing over the decades. Also, there isn't data in a year to even help somebody to tell an investor you need data, and there's an issue of transparency. Movie phone in Kano cray, and one person will be no crama artist now. I security. Oh, I think so. Woman, is it Vivian Joel or one of the women like that? Or yes, and told a confonochi movie be with premiere or her. Ubi san about the amount. Wait to me and Canada.
Matilda.
Yes, ye be san or wait to me and Canada. Wait to me and Canada. Meanwhile, say kabuti me kai say your friend is saying so omoye Jumanji box office Jumanji broke so 10 million so this no now every businessman or every investor is a businessman. So who say okay, so I made the 10 million shaha now me 15 million this is an investment. By the end industry we are always looking for sponsorship without investment, return on investment. It's the issue is big and it is associated with a developing industry. And to know all these things, yes, I agree with him. It will be hard. Also, the conversation of a phone or muti is the going. Sikani papa be a rich man a kasa or muti is the gono. Or more die on the countryside or will be so quite chilly. And that's our period.
But that's all. Real countryside. What was said I
wish I for at this point I'm not here. I am really not here. But I love living in the countryside.
Yes, so you see.
That is why I live in the countryside.
Which means you have rich mentality. You are unya Accra. Obetina Accra for the fact that you but the DB you know about countryside. Hey, sorry, always come.
Me me take countryside. We just for it now. After the scam remember krumum. But Sammy, mommy misawe what DNA ye fears. DNA is true. Ehun be ne die sunti a ye ntimi enye honest with figures and data. Our industry. Ehun be ne wo so. I mean, what is the big deal when you bisa say, oh, Mr. Oso sorry, siniwe a wo try sika sen na wo di try. Unye sika no wen. Why is it difficult for us to divulge such information?
Well, it's a orientation. T. I won't say system nini ho. Ye beye movie ma ebe jina so pa gidi pa kra no. Na ye ni any be a keep data. The only thing I hear say ye say ya share time a movie we beba. We didn't even have any plan, whether from the film producers and as we say we capture data of films are sell within a week. Near reti among the marketers we don't have all those things. And you know, a buyer say a buyer ding say will be betting me de your friend say that kind of figures no about thing. Ola movie making na kasa no ya yira ne steps na ya de movie na kasa no ya yira no in the sense say the figures ne ba no the box office discussion and the ma figures it me pay with production.
And only figures with earning, but what about figures with
no debit
investment?
Earning no. A pay free say this movie the budget was so and so.
Yeah, those conversations usually are not even ye be sinina is there. If you also say one take rana say no cano box office figures bar near the account. But largely Sammy, most of the films, even on set, we know they make it public how much money is going to this film.
Yes.
Because the financiers know. And so they don't find it so difficult to make it known that this movie Furious X ABI the $300 million nature. They don't find it so difficult to announce it. But Adria so they are as a yesro as a empesi beka we make okay
yesro because one producers no mo 5-pack for no producers mo no wo ka laka ho no omu person mo cut corners. Enti no se oba be hu wo ebia me as an editor me bia me charge no say no unua say ni say enti no enti wo de ma me ma wo say na ye hwe animu ne sa bre bia no ye pese ye cut corners okọ star ne ho no ma onim ska woje so still obekọ akọ ya akọsrenti so adwuma no onim se a location now or no. This is the amount of money no obeya so yentimi nye yen kofa we say na yen cut no na yen say always be they are finding ways to cut down budget.
Okay,
that is one thing. But say what to boy say I a proper your friend say pre-production now hunu the entire cost no put it then first all the betuja you know say some and I make us a culture na kasa culture na a war film no most of the people buy any new look at the students the culture of bringing out your production, unveiling the production, unveiling the budget and all those things. Let's look at the NAFTI students omube movie mo recently almost started you see a Kofi Samuel shooting and putting out a budget there, having a press conference, everything putting it there. What you say? Oh manisre because
etikojo ujidi say figures are or did you jana and cry.
So that shouldn't be what I say if the culture
and yeah just for the trends and
you see also Kojo or can investors asem.
Yeah.
What I say? Those things no na investors me mama typical example.
And I mean Kojo so.
Eric Asante nyame aton safre no limit entertainment that time na part 1 and 2 cost be no a businessman bi Kumase friend no limit say chale madwuma yi say de mehwe say de part 1 e be view be to hello fm ni woni ma ye bo mai nya me pese ye bi because me say madwuma na ekoso enti mo twa movie a kase na ya mobo ena Asante ye calculation ni nyina be shooting ni de e betimi akosto be 50,000 uwia na promotion e bia 20,000 the odi betwa CDs ne ho ne ma nyina run up
e bia
100,000 tie
o see bia
anti papa no hwe no owie ya no sinti enti 100,000 Ghana cedis. That time, I'm talking about the early 2000s more. And I'll say, until part 1 and 2 now, no, 100,000. Ola, this is a businessman who is looking for a business, a professional with hundreds of thousands of Ghana cedis. What about better with all the data I'm say? A Juma no be 100,000 when Yamfaso was he is projecting around 50,000, 100,000 profit. Nobody will take you serious because those people want business that can give you your friends say a lot of income.
You see, Sammy. Asante conversation is over almost about 1.5 decades ago.
Yeah, one and
almost. Asante we and Yemina
when I hear you say, Chief Monarchy has on
Asante we are me see cultural center me fenti
no
what I say na me change with happen but it's over 10 years you see
over 10 years but
idea also can e bia no beat no so e bia wanti ase idea also chimu ye ne say that was his projection based on what kind of script and what kind of production style at that time no na yetimi e de kakra bi e shem not that time cinema sem kra nim don't forget that one
anyhow
na cinema sem kra nim that time na equipment na ye di twesini na it was not as expensive as they are now it is so be per that conversation
and you cannot rely
you cannot rely on this figure with
what I'm trying to say is can asama Kofi Asamoah no projection on ye and say was it true I'm telling you say it gives the confidence to investors. Because the person seeing how your artist ni we mu nyina city no na akotena nanim na akọ kan sika se bi obetimi dia amana twotwopo bia dia as your capital. How will the person even invest in sa ade? That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Enti yen say sa culture no na ni ho say ye be ye but the NAFTI students now who the process of filmmaking, how we exhibit film even before shooting, started bringing up this kind of this press conference and all those things. Also, some of the young ones more famous astati that kind of projection. It gives a man kofu the value of the film industry.
Mirasi. Kojo, etino yensha nyum so side and maybe the other faces of creative industry, aside. Do people readily give out figures?
No, and the main key because a normal standard. Over pay me whisker. Me ma 10,000 cedis saying now if I saw saying now bit me the abreme. I'm ready to saying now ubit me and yes can mammy. Two things. With me this uncle my way ya ubi abebo. Minim baby as I home ni free. Your bossy castle are nay dancer. I say, Obia peso beating in uncle. This the free more frasina, didn't you. Obia peso beating in uncle. Eti, minimum says Skaway, Sammy, madam for me crabia 10,000, massa me 3,000 obey a Jumana mammy. But oh, Sammy, oh dear, Skakram compare man, you. Eti, my mamma, 1,000 be. Now, Sammy swan, you know, I had Juman. Me once, what could ye? Sika. Ubetimi dia yedwumani nyina ba ska no je ya no wakai ne bus school fees wakai eyi ne direct wakai ne phone asay ne maame yare to wacheska no miensa no de ba kwa yedwuma no de train akosort no ne aye koshoko work enti adwuma ne entimi nsele. We are afraid to give figures about music. The same thing. And last time near call Kumasi. Eti yene yekoshia Western Regional Minister Honorable Kwabena Ochre da Komensa. Ena me twi ben na me se me need din kwam se honorable. Na den na mo twamani ahe mo ntwamani hwe ase mo ndwen ye creative ho mo mfi ye na o se hwe ono starting bomb stuff. That time come me on abu aduma artist or no more yedwuma or so no, he is deep into this, but near problem they say yen call for ne babia na ombesre omba pacho ombesre sika.
So they don't come with a business plan.
Exactly, you best risk. Oh, honorable, pacho you person koye event to anything you person oh boy kakra. I said that has been almost conversations but most of the conversations no. But you say you better sit the plan about actually say honorable you do my way the last one na koye no you invest be 500,000 cedis you we no e kwan say so near fast so you di nya ye sika you we nya ho another 500,000 cedis e just say oh my 1 million cedis you betimi anya extra 1 million cedis at the account. This is where some means I had but also some come away with and more minimum. And today be our bar, fee. One was so say personally, be braba, he just throw them away because any business. And yet this easy some I say those days, no one to mean and put it figures in it together. And since then also first movie 2005. 2005 to date, 18 years. Yawo bank or university. In 18 years, we still we say, and then a month we movies do one a bar out. Near they are checking your production. Do say near toy, near market. If we can't track this after 18 years, then bribe the elsewhere no, and no home come on no moody. And any investor be a bedroom was I didn't think I mean cotton pure water. And as I mean cotton tomatoes, I mean say me father kabakwa me tono 10 million. Me ton me we another 500 cedi account. Na me mfen ko se movie mu a minimum kwan a me fa so a me di beton obetena manimo ntimi nkyere me sika dodo ko a obehia Obama actors no form no be able to understand ya calculating na uria kwan ben so na befa so abeton Say yantimi ehun komo both music and baby and yantimi and this same komo ya. Recently, Kiddy Ebeka say ne touch it no. Eno ne demo Ghana nyuma online atimi nyiskapa. Na grofo ne neko. I was so happy say what me this an common. I think so mention figure mpo because enye common say obehu
figure be saying okay.
Me refi kaka. Enye common say obehu say yaye obi abo. Aye abo ne boso aka say menyum we discover me.
E be a menyum we me online kwama be $1 million.
Say oh, enti say and enye say you try through because say okwa obetimi abie back yenum artist akroma no omu bi omu back end say wa fekeke. They are making good money from streams but on can that
aden what is the fear akron for ana if you be phone
I don't know enti ase onu kwa no tenicoded enti nkasa nipa no oye case study say ye betimi asua say ekwan ben no fa so we de na spread it to the other players in the industry but once onu kwa no ate corner enti onu didi and onu so didi kesi o because sabre na wo no wo ye opportunity no wo betimi age more but also the attention no as a kakra na wo didi na o didi ho because you are not ready to open up say me come co investor we bia kire no you release 5 songs last year sika enya every month ni it is a boy na o ma sika bi say na say you release 10 songs we na beba yen kan yen o say
boy na o ma sika bi
o ma sika sorry o ma sika na say you release 10 songs sika say ni betimi enya shows to my event in my aha de betimi account so enya sika ye de mi nanu ya ye papa ye ofa Kofi Ajololo obi ko share lo se ni net yesi wa wete sika bi agoye bonito as if wait fine
na ze wonka ye be pebia ma onka ye be pebia na ko online woni mama for network
woni mari bubu ya so say we be our year juma chade
e also timi ya be $500 million
50,000 Ghana cedi for one movie eti wo bubu no a year na be say no
pay net worth amana
no the two bam
ni panis kan go hu bi da
we do share my pay say that's enkoye ti figures ndo
ra ya
mfa figures na anya juma de
ya go ekiaso ekia
are new to the concept
eti ekia wo se see YouTube me ma own share se kra oh YouTube we are new to the day about money eti say we was starting YouTube koso kakra to be a ma 1 year na yesi beka o share sika say na wonya free month bia say na wunya say the be a betimi di waka a survey and I say data collection be to see how much people are making on YouTube and all that. Are you willing to divulge such information publicly?
Yes, why not? Because I am out for stories of divulging such information. I am in moving of even venturing it in the first place. Me say at this point I can't give you any data because I'm not earning anything. It's not even monetized yet. But yes. But I'm monetizing. I say even I'm getting 500 CDs every month. I will want to put that out for the young person who is getting 200 CDs to know that there are people that are also getting that. And I saw like be bad be and be and was say so much to also earn. And I said you have to be earning 50,000 before we can say that you are also doing something interesting. No, these are all information that has to be put out there. Movies now you can watch different budgets and different rankings. So Tiffany Haddish or acting a girl strip no to say or say the next day or call online movie nearby out now I bank or call online almost some the net worth to her almost 1 million. I say where is the money? Who has the money? Let me go and and to all these things no. Yes, the information it depends on who we are, but I think it's the culture that is not here. And it's because as I said, Ghanaians are new to the concept of money. Ghana for we don't even know money, we don't understand money, and who say we see everything about money as to be sacred. Yeah, no, Ghana, you know, and Ghana, you know.
More can
Yeah, Ghana, you know, and it reflects in every angle of our lives as Ghanaians. To the point, say, even young people, young ladies, they feel like a man has to be financially in a certain position, and then that makes them perfect. We don't understand money. We are new to the concept of money. You know, only fans say. Akara or ba you raising in Abrotre, it's not only kasa about their life, any what they see and how they even project their future. What me who send a conversation no a difference from a Ghanaian girl. Ghanaian girl all trying to say Obenya will be supporting the financially. And no pay that's their main goal more than now or financial liberation. Women feel like or not say young people feel like once they are financially liberated, they are there. There is a problem with the concept of money and obuha. Onye ejuma even in other sectors onye ejuma odidi nyafu ontimi MBA ni sika so ma ni yire po ohun because ohun ni say the money thing they are new to it. Like as a nation we are new to it and it reflects in every aspect. Also I think another thing na why industry ni mo and they say the reason people are not able to put their information and they are not able to be confident to tell a certain investor, we say, oh, put this amount of money down because Mitama was saying, say, the ways of making our monies back, example, movie industry, music industry, and yeah, for sure. And also a problem, no. It is not. You can have a season where you are getting your returns back, but if you are the season now, about call Bobby that's the season I will call lower. And mind you, yes, your system, Hano, it's always supports what is hot. If you are not hot, you are in a deep problem. And the artists we will have onyanya ne one hit now. Obe make sure say hit no. Any show in crowd every crowd obe price of a ball no show because only say if a time comes where onisa hit now you no onya sa sikani biom to even pay a certain investor back. Into that setting that structures now you will put in place to make certain monies back. You know, it is hard for them to get into. No, they are not able to get their film to go and tell somebody say, "I did me here last year and into my misika say this year met me here." Once is the certainty said this year when you hit. There are so many cases, or I say the movie industry they can make the same money they made back a certain time. Now the cinema culture is even dying. So what is the thing they are using to go and back their argument? Conversation where, as I said, it is associated with a developing industry and there are problems that we are going to live with for a very long time because until somebody, an artist, will know how they can make their monies back consistently for a decade, it will be very difficult.
A bad thing. But Komoya, you know, na muye it's a presidential summit on tourism. I'm gonna say presidential summit on tourism. Presidential summit on tourism 2023. Now I'm gonna invite a creative Swani be. I don't know. Kojote. What bibiza? I'm we mum na te. Samuel te bibiza.
Maintain.
Oh here. Okay, what bibiza?
Pacho amete.
I'm frère Okobi.
Pacho dabi.
One Kobi.
Pacho dabi.
But what you know?
Mete online.
Okay, before.
No, after.
After.
Yeah.
Yes, what before.
Before Nana may pay.
Before no pay.
Before, but after.
After now.
You can't force me. You can't force me. I don't know. Wait till you get to a show.
Yeah, come before.
Anyway, it's among some more Mukasa and Afinaja, a month when you're Dajia. Samutia, Afinas, a month when you're Daji, releasing on my course, so my bako. Say Ghana, dear. And no, maybe I just hope patch one Sunday a cultural. And so you say a summit was themed as rethinking tourism for economic growth and job creation. And almost epic in crowdphobia free creative side, tourism, arts, more like all departments are under tourism, arts and culture ministry, But yeah, I'm inviting you to Samini. I'll come out speech. Or the speech, or titled the 7 gold coins. 7 gold coins. Speech, they mean, yeah.
Unya speech. Are they?
Now, who here?
Oh, say a kind so all
me
could
nya
you
bi eti no ye behwe ye be pepe bi president Kwako Kasa nya and tourism CEO GTA CEO and so Kasa nipa bebre kasa de me nya any World Bank man no country rep there no but there's something can say we just briefly on this one maybe we'll find a better time to assess information on speech, the full speech in there, how to have a better conversation on it. But or say industry, no, creative industry, no, you hear SWOT analysis. Samini nekao. Or say creative industry, you hear SWOT analysis. Sa no more reporting. Na nsɛm ni bi or the two jano. Let me try and just pick a paragraph or two of the things he said. Na yemfa and sorry so. But the all cano let me just summarize. The all cano nyina say yetimi ye SWOT analysis of the creative industry. Ebetimi aboa ama yehu ye bobre. Yehu no ma ekum. Yehu ye challenges. Na afi yetimi ehu how ene normal ye be ye betimi ama creative industry no enya ne ntuma pa efra na yesi wode ne nkomodie no ana wode na no di sem no ekwawiye no of share aban se wone private investors any private sector no ni industry no honkomo se de be ya ombetimi ehu kwan ombefa so na omo aboa industry no and also more invest our creative industry no samini asema enkomo okodi no summit no aseno no na me question kakra me bisa for at least for now and it's a one so what can see here SWOT analysis for the industry who are you directing that to who is supposed to engage or begin that kind of conversation two it is your course summit bisa na your kokan same way eno ano no ya come speech ya boy ensem eno ano ya kofi akoda and finally say if this is what is this really industry is it really what we need and if it's what we need why edumane say obehye say edumade ase kojo briefly e bia dasen na akonya ona ahoden wa e be nya dajo to it just 1 minute on this one if you don't mind.
Yes, SWOT analysis there in every day our day-to-day activities business now a good sell by at every point in time.
Yeah, but could you fetch me ye can SWOT analysis by Abiana SWOT.
Yeah.
S no ejina homa our just strength. Wa holding. W ni jama weakness. Umre ya na umreto. Ana onu su jina ma opportunities akwenya. Ena T ni jama threats like esiakwan. Ana say normal bohu. Ebe fanisa. It's yadi we are to it now you can begin.
It's a idea even as individuals cry no. Obia edu ba bi say otimi trase na ohwe saa ne ma nyina eboa ma otimi etu anamo ekoyie. Enti business nso na emum no me dem ho ne say esese o ma speech SRC president for Gimpa the same say osua de enti no brofo ne buy like say unya niema about into so must and gathering nso ya de a empanifo titiro na e into oba say oka but as to say eno ne ye hia de sisi ade we just normal thing ameti me anopa kwa mzo ma yebi ma hwehwe me my SWOT analysis but beyond the SWOT analysis how many will be our industry much I want to believe say niema ehia yen aside ye de brofo ne to nchen a niema ehia yen party through wo eye adwuma mu onim bi eti say ye nya kwanya bi sa na as I see a papa niema mu ye de ma good question I will say who is to undertake this SWOT analysis of the industry omo a ukoshi omo na oni omudi nkomo no ana yenya as an industry necessary this adwuma no enti we kan ye be san to amount say pa okay go and do it na far results no ebe kire say ukọ what are your findings there na your strength as the creative art industry and there na your weakness what are our opportunities and what are our strengths our threats ni asan to aye amount but ni nyina mu no hwe ade ame na ya meka say sa one thing e bia ye bo mampani amanhu saman for bo mampani John Dramani dada John Dramani abaso say ode tourism ne creative art ne ye the ebom but I say you can Ministry of Tourism command ba ne ye kachiri no first one no ba ne akach command nyanya to command ne akachiri it was a tourism need the guy it must say deliberate pa Ministry of Tourism, art and culture no.
It's more like saying Ministry of Tourism and the rest.
Exactly. Mko. Which we as a Adam and co. Aha, co near Sako de Mona. Well, because you see, to say last season, a year of return, they be able to say about 914,000 visits I buy. So I task you and say, Yamfa be 4 billion, right? 2 million visits in 2025. Last time, no more buying. Omo bahana, Niama Baina, Amobeshe. A tourist site, a dreaming, a event, as you see it, Minyasa breakdown.
Okay.
Near whom percentage a year creative art, no, edeba. Because who be about your art, who be about your dance, your music, your painting, fine art, creative writing, who all these aspects and your contribution. And you say we are last year being $2.5 billion. And we say a year art, no, at the pie.
Oh, yeah, no, there. So who call a GTA? Twitter handle, so I think that recently Omodi Bibisa Beguye, but it's in percentages. So, Okomo Twitter, you get it, you get those details. But yeah, Maminko Ekyasin and Sorati.
Samini did what he could do in his position and with the occasional call, because Nakoye speech in Kwa, Obiaba, Obama speech nibi, and what an what I say, Obiabema speech, and I'm sure say, in fact, some of the big men, in fact, men in power offer almost speech or more have it over there. Thought to say one speech, not revised, nothing. Or more can there be into the speech there. Every event requires a certain speech, Alabama. SWOT analysis. Now, first of all, a recommendation on me, I think is in the right direction, because there's been a certain dynamics in the creative industry. It looks like for some funny reason, in penny for intimate to catch up with what is the new of our industry now. I say we are still running in a certain old system and structure that's it's not benefiting the current state of your industry, no. And for him to call for SWOT analysis, it makes sense. Maybe they did it before or more establishing certain laws and certain implementations. But now, what is the new trend? How can we ensure the education on the digital side of the industry? What are the new trends that are presented by the digital world and then creative? How can all these things do? So when he calls for SWOT analysis, I think it is the step in the right direction. But the point is that old one, they had the capabilities to achieve. What did they do with it? Even if we look at our strength as an industry and the opportunities we have, how are we benefiting or how are we utilizing those opportunities to our benefit? And then kasa and I incommodate because I heard it critically first of all, about over and over and over again. But the call was in the right direction because there's so much in the world now. There's so many changes in our industry now that saying penny for your madrin so on betina say I a proper SWOT analysis. I be boying.
Oh yeah, thank you so much. Sammy, feature to an uncle.
Benjamin narrow no crowd to your film industry and no allow who said as some na some many kind near queer dream said he was spot on. Say the executive secretary of that film industry and say
on that film industry,
yeah,
the
like
National Film Authority,
NFU them I mean correct me. Say ye a film for your priority number 1 done on the list so as we will make Ghana the film hub in the world.
In Africa.
African, sir. Ula. Say, ye intimi antanase. Ama, ye intimi anye. Ya njene hu the problems are industry no as film industry ye what how baby a kwan e betimi afa so e be resort the industry ama film producers atimi enya ahoden aye yibiu. Not one single person ye as a leader of the whole NFA say and no moment a no at that top manner ye guasi and say one ye be would say will be free so because that is not what we need.
Simon, that is not a fair assessment.
Oh
no, my apologies. And your fair assessment.
As
if
what?
Me Pacho, relax. Well, your executive secretary and she has a board. To me, can say a single person's decision on a board in the year, Juma. Board and also comprised of industry players.
So that's where
I am sure say is the board.
Let me help you here. I don't agree with you, Mr. Ola, because you hana woman me betina how okasa board ne ho okasa ntie the board ne she say no I forgot her name she's with the
Eze Akofa na Rukia.
Enya Rukia.
Yes, Emeka said the board ne she say omre to ho no.
But me dem nim no omra nim say it's a board and she's an executive secretary.
Exactly. And then the woman on the board said that omra ne she say no omre to ho no. It is not being followed and Ola.
I know the name. But meet me massa me you on kwan si was as on kwan. No, she doesn't take decision alone.
Sir.
Yeah.
Inti di oma ya ama yen no.
Omo nyina na ye.
Di oma ya ma yen no.
Omo nyina na ye.
Say ye nya adwuma nye no.
Onye no na suma say nya adwuma nye. Kofa camera na kotwa
so that is what Emma Samini.
Samiango.
No, they say the all can. Yeah, can be say asema Samini kind. Because if you don't sit down to analyze your strength, your weakness, and yema it's a see what say be ya ma film industry na ye. Now they all say hope America for jai from Hollywood. I'm a shitty Ghana. And then the bad boy am I to me and I'm a film industry.
See, I will not sit here and find you ridiculing such a brilliant idea. I'm not comfortable with that. Again, Yamisha Wati.
Me YouTube no. Pacha woko follow and I know a Samira say my boss to me home boss ti Pacha go follow my YouTube page T means talkative T and I means MEANS and I talkative TALKATIVE. Also last week Mikoshia the laboratory Omoko Tokyo for an event between Ghana and Cuba hosted by Japan. And you know, it was a beautiful experience. Me meeting in our airport, I documented the whole story with the videos. And I uploaded it. Mon koshe, you will really love it. Charlie, music na enye omo ahun omo peno. I'm out for baby. You crazy oh.
Thank you so much.
I'm out for you, binti mo follow.
Ekia nyamisha. Ekia nipa nyamisha. Kojo why? Yanko why? Kojo me pacho.
And now say matari eshamia what the mewura eyimu a political we no na Steve Man Clothing or Adenta, a light opposite Light Academy, a hot and or no Pam, a dear mammy said, Uchin radio suit.
Yeah, then I say. Steve Man Clothing, right? Steve Man Clothing.
Steve Man Clothing.
All right, thank you so much. We say the best you are. Salamat Kukwa Pens, Yamin Shaw, Peter Niskwa, Yamin Shaw, Medindiola Michael. I got to us who needs 100.9. Bacho Makra Munira.